Hello, Johnny London here once again, and today we're going to have a little look around Milton Keynes. Well, I'm moored about a mile or so away from the town centre, and I think that this is about the nearest point that you can get via the canal. It's I don't know the exact name of the area, but I'm on the east side of town, so I've had a look at the Google and I'm just going to follow that and walk into town from here. It's about a mile to the town centre, mostly through parkland. I start off by making my way along a short stretch of canal. These tall trees line the canal for miles. I soon find a handy bridge to take me across to the other side of the park. Here's a sculpture. Modernist, of course. As you can see, if you haven't got the Google, you don't need to worry because everything's well signposted. This one's carved like a totem pole. Just check this view. I can see all the way back to the canal in the distance. Windy, yes, but that's to be expected. I'm at a right old vantage point here. More sculptures in the form of a series of pillars. This display of pillars in amongst a grid of concentric circles, each pillar has a different thing on it. For example, 1st of May or World Environment Day or something like that. So they've made a sort of artistic statement thing here, and well, it seems to be going down well enough. This red building has been a bit of a guiding beacon for me. It's a world where concrete abuts trees and hedgerows abut more concrete. This has got to be the strangest approach to any town that I've ever had. I'm not quite sure where to start, but I think I'm kind of in the centre somehow. Something for theatre buffs. Well, I found the first of the things that I need today, and it's the post office. And of course, wouldn't you know it, there's a queue. There has been since the 70s. And there probably always will be, even in Milton Keynes. Well, I managed to do what I wanted to in the post office, no problem at all actually, very efficient, so 10 out of 10 there, and the queue wasn't long to be fair. I think I was just having flashbacks to when I was a kid and it seemed like half an hour every time you went in there with your mum, you know. So now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to sort of track down the heart of the town centre, the centre of the town centre, see where everything is really. I have been here before a few years ago, but I don't really remember any of it, so it's as good as new to me really. There's what seems like an impossible amount of roads between one block and the next. I think I've crossed 4 roads already, although again, you're very well catered for. It's all sort of pedestrianly marked, and there's no traffic about either, so swings and roundabouts again. All the popular food outlets are here. And there's parking readily available. Although I think you do have to pay. Form meets function. I don't know what this is, but you can see it for miles. Well, everywhere I go, everything seems to be on this gigantic, grand scale. Even the lampposts. I met this chap as I was going along. His name's Foster, and he's actually a Milton Keynes resident, and I thought I'd ask him what he thinks of Milton Keynes. So Foster, what do you think of Milton Keynes?
Milton Keynes is green, it's beautiful to live. Everywhere is very nice. We have a more roundabout, and everywhere is so green and beautiful. It's a place to live. We have a social people where it's very social.
Well, I don't think you can say fairer than that, really. I'm leaning towards it the more I explore, actually, I have to say. Foster, thank you very much.
Thank you.
What a great guy. He just saw me going along with my camera and immediately took an interest, and asked him if he'd do a little bit for me, and so we just threw that together. Only thing is, I've been walking and I've completely lost the town centre, if that's even possible, so I'm going to have to resort to having a look on Google to find my way back, because I've been walking for ages now and it's just getting greener and greener. Well, I don't know where I am at all now. There's a security bloke over there, I'm going to go and ask him. Freshly armed with directions, I make my way. Oh, this is a bit more like it, I think. I've heard that the market's over here as well somewhere. I'm back at the post office. I think I found my way into a shopping centre, finally. I mean, shopping's not really my bag, but you know, it's a town centre, so I guess that's kind of what I'm here to have a look at. Although, I don't need anything today, I really don't. Well, just getting myself a Pret, but I'm not going to eat in, partly because of the COVID business, but also these places, for some reason, they're incredibly noisy, so I find a nice bench outside in the fresh air somewhere, have a bit of peace and quiet. Good coffee. The Pret is the best. Ham and Greve. It's a special kind of cheese. Always get this one, it's my favourite. Well, I've just realised what I thought were artificial plants, they're all actually real. It's just that they're so incredibly tidily kept. It wasn't until I noticed an irrigation hose, and I thought that's a bit over the top, having a pretend irrigation hose, but then I looked more closely and realised the plants were actually real, so fair play. Well, a very helpful security guard came up to me while I was filming my interesting artificial or non-artificial plants, and he suggested that I might like to get permission to film in here. So that's where I'm heading now. There we go. Retrospectively, of course. He's just gone to see if there's anyone here who can authorise me or not, but I might have to come back another day, which is going to be a bit inconvenient. See what he says anyway. Well, the right people weren't around, although they said it wouldn't be a problem, but I'll probably have to give up for the day and run with what I've got unless I get a chance to come back another day, which probably won't. So let's go and have a look at the outdoor market. I'm sure they'll be a bit less fussy. Well, if you are coming to Milton Keynes, you'll definitely need all day to see the place. I've underestimated the task, lost enough time in the shopping centre trying to find the security man to give me the permission to film, so I had to cut my losses and head down to the market. So let's have a look and see what they've got here. It's quite a comprehensive market with all the stuff you'd expect to find. Bags, fresh fruit and veg, and more besides. Well, I managed to find the market in the end. And very good it is too. They've got everything you'd expect here, and it's much more on a sort of traditional scale, an English scale. Everything packed in nice and close together, I'm glad to say.
Okay, that's good.
There's clothes and so on. More clothes. More fresh produce. The most fantastic hardware store behind me. Tools, every kind of accessory you could ever want. But do you know what? I can't think of anything I need right at the moment. This looks interesting. Just trying out some trousers actually. What do you reckon on these? Just my colour. Wow, 13 quid. You can't really go wrong, can you? Be mad not to. Actually found something that fits. That makes a change. Well, just had a last look round the shopping centre, and I didn't see all of it. I mean, it goes on forever, I think, as far as the eye can see. Several blocks anyway. But which way is it? I'm normally quite good on my bearings, but I'm going to have a look at the Google. Excuse me for a minute. Google consulted. I'm soon underway again. There's that red building. Well, it's a different bridge out of town, but all roads lead to Rome, don't they? So should be able to find my way okay now. I find this red and white building behind me quite a useful marker actually. Once you can see that, you can get your bearings to anywhere really. And ahead of me lies that vantage point. So there you have it. That's my take on a little bit of a look around Milton Keynes. Now, I was only there for several hours, so I didn't get to see all of it by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, the shopping centre itself is several blocks long. I use the term blocks, of course, because it was designed by an American. So everything here is truly on that sort of scale. The roads are very wide and the pavements are very wide. There's lots of room for people and lots of room for cars, although there's not that much traffic there anyway. Now, the upside of that is it's light and airy and spacious and quite a peaceful place. The downside is, of course, everything's quite far apart. I'm used to trudging 10, 12, 15 miles on a good old yomp, but going around the town it's quite tired me out, and I probably only covered sort of, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 miles this afternoon. The other thing about it is you're surrounded by parks and greenery like where I'm sat now, and sculptures like over in the distance there. That's typical anywhere around Milton Keynes, so whichever way you come to the town, you're likely to have, you know, quite a pleasant introduction as you make your way to the town centre. Now, do I like it or don't I like it? Well, I've never been to anywhere else in the UK that's at all like this, so as I said before, I'm going to give it a cautious thumbs up, but it's growing on me. I might come back and visit it in another 5 years' time and see how I feel about it then, but in the meantime, for me, I'm going to yomp back to the boat and crack a couple of tinnies. It's a beautiful evening and the boat lies somewhere over there. Or is it over there? Home again.